Okay, ladies and gentlemen, looks like I'm uploading a flurry of videos today. I received a suggestion, recommendation, question within the comments section by one Harris Palmer. Hope you don't mind me name dropping you, I guess. Um, but it pertains to why Jesus or Christ would have to come down to the earth and die upon the cross in order to save humanity. Okay, so here's my take on things. If you're looking at it from the principle of truth, right? In order for humanity to be saved, even the lowest of us, like if they were to be saved, they would need to embrace the truth. The absolute lowest. If we were to ever say make the darkness, turn the darkness into light, the light needs to come to the darkness. Can't wait for the darkness to come to you. Go out into the darkness, be the light in the darkness. Okay? So first and foremost, in order to do that, the light seed came to the earth, to the heart, and from there, once watered, grew into the truth, the golden heart, the heart of gold. Okay, and again, this is my take on things, right? People are going to disagree, and that's fine. But greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. John 15:13. It's also quoted in the Jungle Book, I believe at the very beginning of the movie. Now that resonates with Matthew 25, verse 40. Inasmuch ye have done it unto one of the least of these, ye did it for me. So ultimately, by helping other people, I help myself. Okay? And that's one of the principles of the AA program too, is that by helping, say, another alcoholic, you're ultimately helping yourself stay sober. By helping another drug addict stay sober, you are helping another drug addict stay sober. Well, by helping someone find truth, you're ultimately helping yourself find truth further and further. So, oddly enough, there's a black metal song, I can't remember the name of it, but it's by Dimmu Borgir off of their album Aeonian. It says something along the lines of, we seek as we speak, we speak as we teach, something along those lines. I can't remember all the lyrics to it at the moment. Oh, we learn as we seek as we speak as we teach, and we teach what we are. Okay? Those are the lyrics to it. And I don't remember the name of the song. You'd have to listen to it. If black metal's not your thing, just look up the lyrics. And then Matthew 25:45 pretty much says the same kind of thing, except in the opposite polarity. So like, inasmuch ye have not done it unto one of the least of these, ye did not do it for me. So if you're not bringing truth to the lowest, right? And keep in mind, the people of the earth aren't the lowest. Even the liars, the publicans, tax collectors, the sinners upon the earth aren't the lowest of beings. You go down to the straight up demonic realm. So on top of that, Christ is sitting here trying to redeem not only all humanity, but Christ is trying to redeem all of creation. And in so doing, sacrifices his own flesh vessel, his own body, to the universe itself, so that he may hopefully redeem all of humanity, past, present, future, all demonic entities, all animalistic entities, whatever you would like to call it. So, I mean, that's my take on things. That's what I see. In order for humanity to be saved and be able to march into the future, not necessarily absent fear, but moving forward despite the fear, which is the definition of courage. If there is no fear, there is no virtue in, you marching forward. It's like, if you just jump in front of a bullet to save somebody and you don't fear getting shot, I mean, it's not really that much of a virtue. It's not really that great. But, and all this resonates with Matthew 5, I believe 46 through 48. It's the same concept as, if you only love those who love you, what good is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. So even love your enemies, Matthew 5:44. So that's kind of the point. Not only does Christ, God, love the righteous upon the earth, but God also loves the unrighteous alike. Okay? Including those that have been theoretically lost to the pits of hell. And if possible, would want to redeem them. Now, at the same time, whether or not anyone wants to be redeemed is completely up to them. The Son gives us life, okay? But whether or not we want to accept that and take that life into our hands is completely our own individual choice. And so there is free will. And people think that because there's death, that there's no free will, because there's consequences to our actions, that there's no free will. Like, hey, sorry, like, that's just the way it is if you want to live as an individual. If you don't want to experience consequences for your actions, then, I mean, there's always death, and I know it's grim to at least hear that coming from someone's lips at first, but if you actually listen to what your mind and your heart and your body have to say about that, they're in 100% agreement, right? It's the concept of, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime. I'll give you a fish, and at the same time, I'll teach you a fish, or teach you to fish. And at the same time, if you're going out there making the effort to try and catch fish, and you're coming up short, hey, I've got some fish. Here, you want some? No, you don't want to do it. You want to do it all on your own. Great. You know what? I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to force you to take this fish. I'm not going to force you to take this life that I'm trying to hand you. If you want it, it's there. Okay? And that's kind of the point too, and part of Christ's message is that God's there. God's trying to lead everybody towards life itself, but not everybody wants to grab it. I shouldn't say nobody. Not everybody wants to take that life. Not everybody wants to take that fish. They would rather do it all on their own. And it's not that those people are bad. Hopefully they catch the fish. Hopefully they get it, their way, right? Even though all life comes from God anyways. So, like, regardless of if they want to take it or not, the life that they have comes from God anyways. So, like, that's kind of the cognitive dissonance that happens with those who reject the word of Christ, whether he was a real person or not. Again, it doesn't matter. I don't necessarily believe that Jesus was a real person. I think that's a personality, and personalities kind of reflect duality. There's a bit of falsehood to that. I focus on the principles, right? Principle means first thing, okay? And everybody's free to, follow what they like or what they don't like, But that's my take on things. Hopefully I answered the question, Mr. HP. If not, please, feel free to ask any more questions, I'm more than happy to share my thoughts, my words, my take on things, and hopefully through so many different perspectives all trying to look at the same thing, we can get down to what actually is, what truly is, rather than getting caught up in what is not. So I hope everyone got something out of this video. If you did, great. Like, comment, subscribe, share it with your buddies. You know the deal. And same thing if you don't. But anyways, I hope everyone has a good day. I think I'm going to head back to work. So